Hello again everyone, Greg here. Got a guide for you on Fist of Fire. There's not that much resource on Fist of Fire that I've seen on YouTube, on the wiki, on whatever. I didn't see that many good video breaking it down, so I'm gonna do that today. Fist of Fire has been buffed almost every single season from I think season 6, seems like. A lot of damage buff. Synergy increase. That was reduced to compensate for the synergy, I suppose. And then we got increase. Second charge the Nova was reduced. We got another increase here. Increase. And then season 9, everything got increase again. So, might as well try to make it work. First of all, there's one question, let's say, that you wanna ask yourself: burst of speed, or do you wanna go fade? There's pros and cons for both of those options. Burst of speed is really nice for getting your break point way down, your attack speed break point, and run walk is always nice. And fade, you got massive resist, PDR, and curse duration resist. So I'm gonna show you the two options there with multiple gear choices to go along the way. The mandatory weapon is Ghost Flame. Originally, Ghost Flame has 50% increase attack speed, so that brings you right away with a level 1 burst of speed. Gets you to your 8th frame right away. But if you want to go with fade, you'll need 109 attack speed increase to get your 8 frames. It's not that hard to do, because you're probably gonna go with 20%, 220s martial art gloves, and then you can just stick 2 shells in the 2-socket Ghost Flame to reach that right away. That's one way you can do it. Other than that, if you want to go for a more higher end Ghost Flame at some point, you can get your attack speed. You can get 40 attack speed on the slam. You can get 30 with crushing blow. You can get 20 with ED. There's a lot of good slams. I got fire res, but I'll just keep. But for the attack speed breakpoint, you can get attack speed slams here and there if you don't want to use shell runes. You want to make space for those nice facets. Other nice slams are +1, minus fire res, and plus kill damage is kind of okay, but it's there. So Ghost Flame, that weapon is awesome. It has a big chunk of physical damage on top of the usual, the fire related stuff with the fire skill damage. Increase attack speed, you got your flat fire damage, you got that very important ignore target defense, because on this build you're not gonna have a ton of AR naturally. That's crazy low, even with I got the spirit of Wolverine spirit, whatever you call it, Art of the Wolverine. You're missing a lot of attack rating to reach like good hit chance, so the ignore target defense really works well with that, so you don't have to care about attack rating at all with this build. So there's the choice. Do you want to go versus speed or fade? your gearing will be very dependent on that choice. For the purpose of the video, I'll show the fade. I'll showcase the fade version in maps. But yeah, there's a burst of speed version you can do too, but you just have to adjust your gear in consequence. So, gear. I put a nice lineup of alternatives and like all the gear that can work. This is like it's really nice. You can tailor it the way you want, because basically it's a physical and fire build. You're gonna do upwards to like almost 10k with Tiger Strike if you have fire immunes. And your leech, your life leech, your mana leech will work as well with the just Fist of Fire. So yeah, there's a couple of gear options. So the most cheap and almost like awesome armor for this is Stone. I really like that they added a +1 skill on this. The massive defense that you get from this lets you survive in map, basically. Since we're using also Phoenix on this, that fits really well. We can shop for a good base. Let's say you'll need 158 strength, so might as well get a nice armor. So for armor base, right? Armor base, if you look at 150, 154, so you get the Balrog skin you can use at 165. You need to invest a little bit more. Kraken Shell that I have is 174 for a nice, nice base defense. I wouldn't go higher than that, I suppose. Elforge Plate is a lot. Bone Weave is like right on the money with the Monarch, but it has like almost 100 less defense. You should really strive to avoid those base that they nerfed heavily. Like these ones have very, very low defense now. So yeah, I use the Kraken Shell, so I get 3.3k armor. So if we go here with the Defiance or Ramark, you get upwards to 10,000 defense, which is really, really nice. For helmet, Kira's is the obvious choice. FHR, a bunch of light fire res, Pierce, all res, cannot be frozen. So yeah, very good helmet for this. There's other options I'll go through, but that's I guess the staple for those elemental builds. Bunch of options for amulets. I wanted to showcase like a +4, because you're really starved on plus skills, because your weapon doesn't have plus skills. This doesn't have plus skills. This is a +1. This doesn't have plus skill either. So try to get your plus skill somewhere. So plus skill here, plus skill, plus skill, plus skill. There's other option I'll go through also, but for this, we're getting at level 39 Fist of Fire. So yeah, Phoenix, Redemption's nice. Fire Pierce is nice. Enhanced damage is nice because there's like I said, there's a chunk of fizz damage from the weapon. And yeah, those max res and life is just really good. We're not going max block on this. We're going with the defense route to avoid getting hit. 220s, try to get some res on there. With Projector for the plus skills, the Art of Wolverine, and other nice stuff. Source of PDR with the Dungo, very nice for this build. And BK for life, life leech, all skills. And since I'm using Fade on the showcase, she's really slow, like in town and stuff. It's a bit annoying. But without this sprocket, let's say, comes to a crawl, so having a nice pair of, like, that's not the best option, but it's the most comfortable, and at some point, run speed is a defensive mechanism as well. Gets you moving faster, avoid stuff. So yeah, you got all your martial art skillers, life and resist, and a torch. So like I said, there's a lot of options there to go through. I'll try to go quick there. I think the best armor in the end game would be a +3 ethereal steel carapace for damage and defense. You could use minus rec jewels to bring the requirement down a bit. That would help. Along with I think you can get minus rec and all res, so 2 of those would be really nice because they're pretty similar armor. They both have big FHR, big defense. But getting +3 would get you overall +2 all skills. That would make your damage like go way up. Other options, shaft if you really want more PDR while sacrificing damage. I like the shaft, the bone with the bone weave. Try to get your defense up, but it costs you plus skills, costs you a bit of defense. It's not just the difference of 1k. Gets your defense to 7k instead of 10. Quite the big difference. But it's an option. But yeah, PDR will make up for the defense, I suppose. I put Arcane here because a lot of people use Arcane. I don't like Arcane. The defense is too low for me, and having the option to have a +3 all skills is good too. But I prefer going the defense route. This is even lower. Like you're at that point that it doesn't do anything. Oh, cannot equip. Just put some strength. So we're at 5k, so that's half. Okay, so helmets. My dream helmet would be +2 with like these stats, but with more sockets, obviously, or a +3. Same thing for Shaco. Pretty big damage with the +2 all skills. Could put 2 facets in there to reach -10 fire res. I think this might be still more damage with the 15 pierce, but you get MF on there, you get some PDR, you get some life. I mean, it's a nice option. One other option is obviously Crown of Ages. A +1 would be great. Gives you all you ever asked for with the. I would put some facets in there. But yeah, you get the all res, you get the big PDR, you get the curse resist, you get the fast rate recovery, you get like big defense too. It's a good helmet. I've thought about using Flickering Flames self-use, because I mean this is a very good helmet for this build. Just give you more fire damage, +2 skills, -10 pierce, you get the half freeze duration, you get max fire res. You can pair that with another source of half freeze somewhere, either on the boots or on the gloves, to get you to CBF. It's an option, it's there. Stylish too, with the bone helmet. On dolls is interesting too. +2 all skill, could be +3 with the weaken on striking, because you're gonna be using 1 point of blade shield. So because we're not using another curse, so having weaken, I guess, would be nice. Other stats are decent. High Lords could cover for missing 20 IS if you will have some nice gloves without the IS or something like that. And it can be a +2 skills like I did there. So Deadly Strike's not dead either. Pretty good stats for the fist part of the damage. Lightning Res is good. But like I said, we're starving a bit for skills. Rising Sun is perfect as well. +2 skills. Flat fire damage. Pierce could be +3. Very nice amulet. And the Maras would be great for if you're using the Burst of Speed version. Give you a lot of resist. Try to cover that. Try to cover that from like not having fade. Rings, +1 rings basically. And if you're in deep shit and you don't have your you cannot be frozen anywhere, Raven Frost will do. But it's pretty much the only stats on this that's relevant, because the rest you don't need the AR. The stats, the dex, you don't really need it because you're not going max block. A little bit of cold absorb. Boots, like I said with the fade, I'd rather use a faster set of boots there. You got your classic big res 30 faster run walk boots. You got your war travs with the flat damage, which helps for the if you're using Tiger Strike to deal with fire immunes. That's big damage, the 15 to 25. It seems small, but it's pretty nice, and the MF is good too because there's not that much MF on this build. An option for CBF boots. And the Brilliant Craft is really nice on boots. And I just used this as a placeholder because it gives you half freeze guaranteed, gives you 10 faster run walk, so you can get up to 40, and then 50 if you slam it with the faster run walk, and some good defense, so you could up your defense with that. I showcased the Dungo with attack speed if you need the 10 attack speed, so somewhere. Arachnid I don't really like because it's just +1. Basically that's it, the rest of the stats is nothing. Shields, it's hard to beat that for fire build. The -28 fire is really great, but these are option a bit for tankiness. You can use an exile if you don't want to use an Act 2 mercenary. If you want to use War Strike, Act 3 Merc, that for sure is viable. And you could use the exile on him or yourself. And this Decrep will proc with your Bleach Shield, which is, great. There's huge defense value on this one too, at 600 plus. These are more for the Tiger Strike portion. Headhunters will give you a lot of resist, and the Amp. Spike Thorn, same thing, basically with a bit more on the PDR side. But Phoenix a bit too good for that, but it's options. Wanted to showcase this as well, the Brilliance Craft for gloves, which give you upwards to, you could get 30 attack speed naturally on those, and you could roll half freeze if you want to match them with the boots to get your CBF, or with the Flickering Flame for CBF, which is, there's so many options there. I'm sure they all work. And if you're using, let's say, Burst of Speed, and you don't need that much IS, you can always get more Pierce on the glove with Helm Out, and some Meteor on striking for style points. But like I said, we're already starved on plus skills from the gear. Nothing's optimal on this. It's on pluggy, so you could get +1 here, you could get +1 here, and you could get another +1 on the Steel Carapace or something like that. So Sorry that was a bit long for the gear. Lots of stuff. I thought about like all the options there. I'm using Act 2 Infinity Merc with Defiance, flickering frame on him for the resist fire, and just for survival. Nothing too crazy. Like I said earlier, you could use the Act 3 Lightning Merc with War Strike. I mean, it's just so good this season. There's nothing really to explain anymore with that. Let's just reduce the HP of the mobs by 25% since you're flying, you're dragon flying everywhere. Cloud and Dagger Mastery, either or. Well, you don't really need to put more than 1 point burst of speed anyway, but yeah. So I went with Fade. I pushed it until I get 8% PDR, and the diminishing return on the all res is like, it's over. There's not going up anymore. So Fist of Fire, you get Tiger Strike, Phoenix Strike. So Max Tiger, Max Fist, Max Phoenix, and then you get 1 point Dragon Flights for mobility. And I use like 1 point in Cloak of Shadows for safety. It's such an amazing skill, but always forget to use it. You can get Shadow Warriors, Shadow Master. They're just meat. They don't do damage. They don't do nothing. They just die and be annoying. But so I'll showcase a tier 2 map. Can do most of the maps because you do Fizz and Fire, so the fire immunes are annoying, but you can kill them. It's just not optimal. Swap, I mean, obviously Call to Arms and this. This can run Fortified, but it's just a bit slow.
sujet.
Merci. Je ne peux rien porter de plus. Je suis trop chargée.
So here it is. I did the tier 2, but just for the sake of the length of the video, I'll just keep it as that. I did, as a closing point, I did some mini Ubers. It was okay, not the greatest, but it could be modified to more to get on the more fizz route. Like I said earlier, with the amp, with the war traps and stuff like that, to be done with a more physical approach with the Tiger Strike. But yeah, I haven't tried Ubers or anything. Pretty sure it could do, just with the Phoenix, you get pretty good res for your lightning and fire. You could probably do Diablo, Uber Diablo T0. But other than that, maybe not. I might just try and record another piece of video and we'll see. But thank you everyone for watching. If you have questions, put them in the comments. Like and subscribe if you like to see more, and we'll see you in season 10 soon, please. Hopefully, you know. Thank you.